I'm Meg, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot minute since I've posted a video, but here we go. So this last month or so has been pretty exciting. So I'm sort of settling into the new city, Victoria, BC, that I've moved to from Toronto a couple of months ago, and have kind of just been doing all things related to new. So I've really started my new career job. I'm teaching at a school out here. I also have moved into a new apartment and I've been dealing with sort of furnishing something completely from new for the first time. You know how usually you kind of can get stuff from parents or, you know, friends or whatnot. You've kind of developed a few things. Well, this is kind of all new, which is exciting. And also doing things like health card and driver's license and all of that stuff. So it's been exciting. And I'm kind of just hoping that content from here on out is inspiring. Definitely my sort of avenue is kids or youth, but I hope that it's just inspiring for anyone that's sort of looking to have a reset, and I hope that you kind of just know that it's healthy, that it's good, that it's okay, and that you're not alone. Whatever that might be, whether it is that you just move out of your apartment, or maybe you're moving across the country, or maybe you're just moving out of your parents' house, or starting university, or whatever it might be, that new is usually good. It can be scary, it can be bittersweet, but there is good to happen, and just kind of almost take it as being like grateful for the opportunity or the new experience that lies ahead. Again, whatever that might be. So it's been quite exciting. I am loving the new place that I work. I am meeting new kids, and we got the opportunity to go to camp, and it was really fun to sort of start developing relationships with my colleagues and with my students. And throughout this month, probably the biggest change, and what I'll talk a little bit about in this video, is my diet. Now, while I don't love labels, I have decided to go plant-based. It's kind of been a long time coming. Here's a meal that I just made that's plant-based. There's a bunch of spinach, some kale, tofu that was marinated in some like sriracha olive oil and some sesame oil, so it's got a bit of a bite. And then just some roasted vegetables in here, obviously avocado, which you can't really see. I've sort of mushed it all up. And then the dressing is a little bit of garlic, olive oil, and some nutritional yeast and black pepper. So it has a little bit of a kick, but pretty simple. And yeah, anyway. But I've decided to go plant-based. Again, it has kind of been a long time coming, but I guess I'll sort of use this opportunity to just explain why I think I'm going to at least try it. I have struggled for a long time with some gastrointestinal stuff, and I was diagnosed as celiac years ago. Also took dairy out of my diet for allergy that way. And during that time, I also was dabbling with vegetarianism. I didn't always love the taste of meat growing up, you know, some more than others. Chicken fingers I definitely loved when I was really little, but really beyond that, a little bit of, or some fish, and I just sort of thought that, you know, vegetarianism, I don't need it in my diet. I had a psychology professor in my first year of university who kind of talked about meatless Tuesdays and Thursdays, the days that we had class, and what our carbon footprint would be. So I definitely feel like the environmental piece has been something that's really stuck with me. And really for a long time I haven't cooked meat for myself. Again, maybe apart from the odd piece of fish or something like that. But I didn't want to inconvenience people, especially because then I had these other restrictions in my diet and was already making people's lives pretty hard. So I didn't really want to inconvenience people. And I also knew that kind of not putting that label or that pressure on myself meant that if I had no other kind of gluten-free options, it would be okay to have like fish or maybe the odd piece of chicken for a while. But then I sort of kept developing that, and I've just sort of decided the environmental piece, I think, is what really tugs on my heart the most. Obviously, you know, between hurricanes and forest fires and temperatures that go up and down and are a little bit wacky and crazy, you know, we can't deny that climate change is happening. We can't deny that we are having a hugely negative impact on the environment. And not that I claim to be any sort of environmentalist or, you know, sort of perfect in that regard, but if by eating plant-based helps even a little bit, that kind of is going to be my goal. Obviously, I have also kind of watched, you know, Food Inc. and a few other things that tug on the compassionate side of me, and I don't love the idea of any sort of living being being harmed. So, you know, that is another reason, and for some people, maybe that's the bigger reason, and that's okay. But definitely, that's always kind of weighed on my mind as well. So, if I feel like I don't really need meat or animal products, again, I think my goal right now is just to see if I can do without. I have always really loved eggs, so potentially we'll see how things go, and potentially I'll need to bring them back into my diet. But for now, I think I'm doing pretty well over the past couple of weeks. It's been probably about 7 days officially of being fully plant-based, so see how things go. There's definitely lots of options, and I mean, I feel pretty grateful that I really love a lot of vegetables. I love eating salads and sweet potatoes and all sorts of different delicious things, and I've always kind of loved alternatives for proteins as well anyway, like legumes and things like that. So it'll be fun to be creative in the kitchen and to kind of force myself to be accountable to cooking more and just nourishing my body as well as I can. So that's sort of an exciting update, and I don't know, I feel like this is a space to be kind of honest about what that journey looks like, because maybe it's something people are struggling with, but that inconvenience piece plays on their heartstrings, or maybe they just don't feel like they can give up cheese or whatever it might be. And I feel like, honestly, if it's okay to have a little bit of anything. Balance really is fine, and healthy and important, and typically, you know, kind of encouraged. But recognizing that maybe you don't need to rely on animal-based products at the very least, and trying to fit in more meals that are maybe meatless, like a meatless Monday or something like that, definitely has a hugely beneficial impact to the environment. And this is just kind of going to be my way of testing it out and, you know, seeing how it works for me and my body. Anyway, I guess that's kind of the main thing that I wanted to talk about today. I'm excited to maybe post some ideas of meals. I would not call myself a chef, but obviously I'll have to get a little creative, so maybe I'll post some meals or some what I eat in a day, and we'll kind of see how things go. Thank you again for popping into my channel. Give this a thumbs up if you liked it, perhaps subscribe, and there should be a video out next week, and that one's going to be a little bit more related to mindfulness, and then a fitness video hopefully the week after. So that's what you have to look forward to. Thank you again. You know, peace and love, and have a wonderful week.